So we're doing this chair yoga class today, and I said my name is Naya. I'm moving back, but hopefully you can hear me because I put the headphones on. And the first thing when we just sit on the chair, which is really nice, is just for our feet to be able to get on the floor. That's really helpful. Like, we don't want to be up on our toes. We don't want to be in heels. Another thing that's kind of, I have the yoga chair, but it's not necessary at all. Another thing is we don't want to be sitting back like this. You know, we want to get more on the edge of the chair. Try to have a straightest spine as possible. I'm not a super alignment oriented teacher, so I'm not really going to be nitpicking about it, but I might remind you not to, you know, sometimes people call this slumpasana. We don't want to slump. And then a nice thing to do, we often tell people in yoga, is just to move the butt flesh away from the seat so you can get on the sitting bones. The sitting bones are these bones in the butt. So that's just a way to set up. If you haven't done yoga before or done chair yoga before, I'm going to go back a little bit more. And then you can have your socks on or off. It's, you know, what's comfortable. It'd be nice not to have your shoes on. And I'd like to start people of color yoga just with the chanting of home. So in yoga, a lot of times they chant Om, A-U-M or O-M, it's a sacred mantra. But as a person of color, especially as an African-American person, and I think so a lot of Latino people feel this too, but as an African-American person, I don't really exactly know where my home is. Like, we were brought here to this country, enslaved. And so to connect back to whatever home is, like if home is the heart or home is inside of you, other people of color have come to this country for many reasons, but many of us have been displaced and are here. So whatever home means to you, it's nice sometimes to chant it. And chanting could just be repeating it. And obviously anything in this practice that doesn't feel right, you don't do it, because this is all about feeling good. So in yoga, a lot of times we like to bring our hands to the heart center. And that's what I'm going to do. We call it Anjali Mudra, or prayer. And you can close your eyes or keep them open with a soft gaze. And I'll do a deep inhale. I'll just talk you through what it is first. A deep inhale, and then we'll exhale home. H-O-M-E, if that sounds right to you. Deep inhale. Home. So we have our hands on our lap. Maybe your eyes are closed or open with a soft gaze. You're sitting in the chair. And start to take some slow, deep breaths. And in yoga, we really like when you breathe in and out of your nose, because that we feel, we have evidence, and we have scientific and also intuitive evidence that when you breathe through your nose, you can get more relaxed. So you try it on, and if it doesn't feel right, you just let it go. But the idea is breathing slowly, perhaps in and out of your nose, to just get calm and collected. Maybe you have an intention of what brought you here today, in community with other people of color. And see if you can let the breath relax, be spacious, be juicy, and get lower. See if you can move it out of the chest, more towards the abdomen. And a lot of people I've talked to this week, so they feel like their breathing is very shallow and high. So I want you to see if you can get your breathing more expansive and lower and deeper. And I'd like you to see if you can just find some freedom in the breath. And again, if you can get in and out of the nose, that's wonderful. And if that doesn't feel right and you just want to breathe through the mouth, that's good too. And then we'll start by extending the legs. Hopefully you can see my feet. Let me just move the camera down just a little bit. We're extending the legs. And welcome everyone. Welcome Dolores. I think that's my cousin Dee, my heart. And we're just pointing and flexing the toes now. It's not the whole foot, it's just the toes. If I can show you sideways, it's just gonna be the toes. So you're pointing and flexing the toes. And if you can, we're gonna sync breath to movement. When the toes come towards the body, it's an inhale. And when the toes go away from the body, it's an exhale. We're just trying to link some breath to movement. And then now we're gonna do the whole foot. You're gonna inhale and flex the whole foot and exhale and point the whole foot. And you're just moving the feet and you're trying to link up breath to movement because that's where the yoga really comes, when you link the breath to the movement. That's when you get the relaxation to happen. Then I want you to start to roll the ankles. Inhale towards the body and exhale away. So we're rolling the ankles. And we're trying to find some freedom, some spaciousness. I was protesting yesterday. There were a lot of like little girls there. I call them little girls because I'm 50. And then switch directions. And they seemed so free to me. Seemed so free. Their hair was wild. I was always like, I'm always trying to like not be wild. I feel very constrained. But this next generation, they're not as uptight. I really admired their freedom. So now we're moving our feet like figure skaters. They're going together. I was always worried about having too puffy a hair. They didn't care, these little girls. They were doing a revolution. And I really admired them. And I was like, I want to be like these girls who can just be free. So now we're just bringing some freedom to our ankles. We're doing this figure skating stuff. Now my feet are together. My feet are together. And then I'm exhaling, I'm trying to clap my feet. I'm going to take off my socks just so you can see it better. So my feet are together and my toes are spread wide. And then I'm exhaling, I'm clapping my feet and I'm inhale, bringing together. We're doing a series, a part of a series called Pavamuktasana 1. It's called the Joint Frame Series. And we're trying to find some freedom in our bodies. Because what's been going on the last couple of weeks, what's been going on the last 400 years, as people of color, we get tight, we get tense. So let's find some freedom. So my feet are side to side together, and now they're clapping. So we were clapping the feet. This is really good for the health of the ankles. Okay, so we're together, and then we're clapping. Let's do it one more time. Side to side, and then clapping. Okay, great. Now we've got our feet on the ground. And again, what Dee didn't see is that we don't want our back, Dee, I was showing, we don't want to be sitting back like this in the chair. We kind of want to be up more. So that's really good to have a straight spine to work on it, at least moving towards straightness. So now I'm mirroring you. So I want you to take your right leg and just bring the knee towards the chest. And just some slow, deep breaths here. And if you can, just inhale and straighten it. And then exhale and bring it back to the chest. And if you can do that breathing where you breathe in and out of your nose, that's great. And if you're breathing in and out of your mouth, that's fine too. And we're warming up the legs. We're systematically moving the legs. And in yoga, we call the legs are part of the root chakra, where we say our safety and our stability and our security are. So let's just do a couple more, and you can do your own pace. You're exhaling and you're coming knee towards chest, just in the direction. It doesn't have to be crazy. And then you're inhaling, straightening and flexing the foot. And you're just getting some movement there. Let's do two more. And then release. And now we do the other side. And what's kind of interesting in yoga, bring the left knee to the chest. Let's just hold it here for a little bit. It's interesting in yoga to compare the sides, to kind of look at like I call it like a somanaut, like an investigator. What's the difference between my sides? And you can now straighten and flex. It can go very high, not on me, I'm not super flexible, but maybe you are. And then it comes back. And what we're doing is like we're stretching the calf, the foot, a little bit of the hamstring. We're trying to bring some breath to movement. We're working emotionally, our safety, our stability, and our security. And we're just being in community with other people of color. We're sitting together and holding space. Okay, let's do a couple more. Inhale and exhale. And you could just do your pace. We're not like synchronized swimmers. You just get like where you feel a good stretch and a good release. I'm gonna do two more. Starting now, 2 and 1. And that's release. Then I'm just gonna like tap a little bit. You know, I felt a little bit of a burn there. So the next thing, this is really good for knee pain. I'm gonna hold on to the side of my chair. I'll show it to you. And you see how I'm not like this, slumping. And I am a slumper, so I'm working on it. And again, like some people missed, I moved my butt flush. I don't have the biggest butt, but it's not that little either. So I wanna put, DeJore's laughing at me. I wanna just straighten this leg now. And I wanna squeeze everything, like hugging the muscle around the bone. And this is toning. And let's do it for 10. Really feel also the abdominals go in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So we gotta stretch, but we also have to strengthen, right? Because things are tough. Not everything is so easy. So it's good to get that freedom, but we can have strength in our freedom. So now let's investigate the other side, the other leg. So now it's left leg. You're flexing, you're tugging everything in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. That's really good for knee pain, but it's also good. I don't know if people felt some heating. Okay, last one. Let's see if we can do it. Let's try to do both legs. We're flexing, we're hugging the muscles around the bones. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release. Great job. I'm moving a little bit. So we're really working those legs, the root chakra, safety, stability, security. We did some stretching and some strengthening. So let's go up to the hips a little bit. So now I'm putting my right ankle on my left knee. I'm mirroring you. So I don't know how that's going to be. It can be a little bit easier for a lot of people If the ankle is towards the knee, it's a little more aggressive if the ankle is towards the pelvis. So you see how you feel. And then one more time, let's just remember our feet. Now, some people like to do this and some people don't. People have different relationships to their feet. Like I, sometimes don't like my feet. I don't think they're that cute. Some people love their feet. So depending on your relationship, some people don't like to really touch their feet. But if you're okay, if you're willing to try, you can interlace your fingers around the toes like you were at the nail salon, to stretch the toes. If that's just like, no, Naya, what are you asking me for? Or if you have socks on, you can just grab the foot. So, and we're just checking back in with the ankles one more time. We're either moving them with our hands on our foot, or if we feel a little more experimental, right? I don't know if anybody ever saw the movie Boomerang, but Eddie Murphy, he was with what? I forgot her name. She used to be Mike Tyson's wife. Switch Directions. And he was so worried. He was worried because she was so cute. And he checked her feet. He was like, oh, I hope she has cute feet, And I always thought if he were with me, I guess he would have dumped me. He wouldn't have liked my feet. I don't know if anybody saw that movie. Okay, release. Let's do the other side. So either we're by the knee or we're more towards the crotch, and we're either taking the hand on the foot, or if we feel more experimental, we're like at the toe spreader at the nail salon. And we're also getting a little hip stretch. Couple more, and then switch directions. So we're systematically working on the body from toe to head. And we really just got started. Okay, now release. Now we're going to go back to the right leg, and I just want you to bring the knee up and down. Just gently. And you can also inhale up and exhale down if you feel like linking the breath to the movement, but you don't have to. And now we're stretching our hips. And in yoga, we say our hips are our creativity and our sensuality, and also our emotions. So a lot of people right now, all the time, when you start doing hip stretches, they can get emotional, start crying. And now just not on the knee, but more towards the thigh, just put a little bit of pressure on the leg. And as you press down with pressure, not crazy pressure, just like intermediate 30%, also have the leg resisting, pushing up. Like the top of the leg wants to go to San Francisco and the bottom of the leg wants to go to San Diego. Or like the top of the leg wants to go to Maine and the bottom of the leg wants to go to Florida. So they have different things in mind. And then just release that. And now if you can cradle the leg, wherever it is, just see if you can do some movements with it. Like it can be like a big row, or it can just be a little thing. And if you can't make the movement, just visualize yourself doing the movement. And eventually you'll do it. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but the mind is very powerful. And then row the opposite direction. And then you can even take your knee into your elbow maybe, and your foot into your elbow, perhaps like this, or maybe you're holding like this. And you just cradle the baby. So maybe you're up here, maybe you're more down here, maybe you're down here, just cradling the baby. The baby is your hips. The baby is your emotions. Okay, let's go on the other side before I forget what we did. So I got the ankle, either by the knee or by the hips. You decide. And then this one is much tighter on me. You can see it's riding up a lot more. And now we're just going up and down. And maybe you're inhaling up and exhaling down, or maybe you're just breathing naturally and you're moving it. And just kind of getting some freedom, like I was talking about those little girls yesterday. They were so free. You're bringing some freedom to your hips. Okay, now, again, you're going to do this resistance thing. It's called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So you're resisting yourself. You're pushing down 30% and you're pushing up 30%. And let's hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just let that go, right? And now we're rowing. It can be big, it can be little. Moving the hips. And then switch directions. Just slowly breathing. And then you can either rock that baby like this or like this. Just rocking it side to side, bringing some freedom to the hips, to the pelvis. You know, if there's any tension or tightness there. Okay, that's great. So we work the hips, so far we worked the feet and legs, the safety, security, stability emotionally. We work the hips, the sexuality, the sensuality, creativity. Now we're gonna work on the abdomen a little bit. So let's do these things it's called Sufi grind. Sometimes I call it sexy circles. So you inhale as you go forward and exhale as you go back. And I want you to just try to get some freedom. They can be very big, they can be very small, but just bringing freedom to the spine. Let's just do a couple more. They say if you do this, like I got taught in school, yoga stool, if you do this 3 minutes, it'll help you, you know, go to the bathroom if you're bent up. So it's a good thing to know. And then I always say, I'm not going to teach it that long because I'll lose the class, right? And then switch directions. Because it's just like moving everything. Sufi grind, sexy circles. You can exhale as you go back and inhale as you go forward. Like you're stirring the pot. Do a couple more. I love being in the chair. Just like it's relaxing not to have to hold your own weight. Okay, when you get back to center, we're going to do a different movement, kind of similar. I'll show you sideways. When you inhale, you want to arch your back and your chin goes up. And when you exhale, you dome your back. And so it's moving from an arch to a dome. And we call it cat-cow. So this is like a cow, and then this is like a Halloween cat. So just start to move like through that. Couple more. And I'll show you one more thing in this position right here. I call it sit, but don't sit. And sometimes it's called chair pose. Do you see what it can do? You can just have your hands on your thighs, or you can have your palms up or even extended. And you want to get as close to the chair as you can without sitting. And it's a strengthening. So let's see if we can hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So maybe that built some heat. Like I kind of want to take this off now. All right, let's do it one more time. Sit, but don't sit. You want to keep your shoulders down. And if you can, you want to bring the core in, the belly in. So the belly is part of it. So let's hold for 10, 9, trying to get as close to the chairs as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, awesome. So we're working a little bit of the abdominals, really just getting this to move. And in yoga, we say that's where our self-esteem and our confidence is, in the belly. So let's move up a little bit and do a few things with the shoulders and arms. First one is when you have your elbows by your side, palms up. Make sure your shoulders aren't up like this, they're really relaxed. And when you inhale, come in and put the left hand on top of the right, and then exhale and open, and then put the right hand on top of the left. And when you open, really try to have the shoulders wide and spacious. And just move back and forth. Each time, put a different hand on top. Let's do a couple more. Okay, beautiful. Last two. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Now I want you to put the palms up. And again, we really have to work on not having the shoulders up, right? We want to relax the shoulders. We want the feet on the ground. And want you to lead from your pointer finger, your index finger out. And then exhale, let the pinky finger, your baby finger, come in. So you're leading from your index, and then you're coming in with the baby, the pinky. And maybe you're linking breath to movement. You exhale in, and you inhale out. Yeah. Beautiful. Couple more. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And bring the hands down. Now we're gonna karate chop. Just because people's fingers get really messed up with all the texting and typing, the fingers and the forearms, the thumbs, they get incredibly, tight, stiff. So just shake them out. And now I want you to wave, just wave. And try to have the shoulders soft, the jaw soft. Okay, and now put the right thumb on top of the left. We're making a fist and we call them infinity circles or figure eights. So we're working the wrists. And we are working the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the love and compassion, and it's the heart and it's the arms and the hands, at least how I was taught it. So we're working physically, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, the heart, but we're also doing some energetic work. Let's do it again. Karate chop. Can be up and down, or it can be sideways. Wave, maybe even smile, And now the opposite thumb is going to be on top of the left thumb. And you're going to do these circles, like you're making figure eights. Like I used to love ice skating years ago. Debbie Thomas. Wow, she was great. Okay, that's great. I'm going to lift up the camera a little bit so you can see these next movements. I hope everybody's doing okay. Is everybody okay? Okay, good. It's so weird to be on Zoom. You don't really have the connection, but it's bad. I wouldn't want to be on Facebook Live. You wouldn't have any connection. Okay, so let me show you this one. I'll show you sideways. Your palms are up, right? You're going to exhale your fingertips to your shoulders, and you're going to inhale, bring the arms out. So you're just doing these movements. We're doing all these movements. just to get things flowing. So we can be free like those little girls I saw yesterday, little skirts on, their hair going wild. I was always embarrassed to have big hair, you know? I wouldn't even let myself be my full expression. When I saw those little girls, I was like, I'm gonna have big hair again. I'm gonna do more things like these 15-year-old girls who are changing the world. Okay, put your fingertips on your shoulders. Go like this, and we're gonna make circles. Inhale up and exhale down. I realized that I think I was always worried about what white people were gonna have to say about me, you know? And it really inhibited me from being who I am. And this next generation, they don't seem to care what anybody has to say about them. And I love them for that. Maybe I'm projecting and making them better than they are, but they're inspiring me. And then go the opposite direction. And see if we can get some freedom in our shoulders, right? This is where a lot of us carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. So we're just inhaling up and exhaling down. Let's do a couple more. Okay, release that. I call this like changing the light bulb exercise. I learned this in Calcutta. I studied in Calcutta yoga. So you're gonna take the right hand, lift it to the sky, and like you're moving a light bulb. Move the light bulb a couple times, and then bring the fingertips to the shoulder, release the hand. And then let's do the whole thing again. So it's got a couple pieces. It's got this piece where you go like this. It's got the piece like this. Couple screwing of the light bulb. Bring it back to the shoulder and down. Let's do two more. I studied in India with this great woman, Muktamala Mitra. She has a clinic. Let's come back down. And people just come there every day to get yoga for therapy. Beautiful brown woman, knows a lot, but she's real. Like she likes to get her hair done, her nails look good, you know. And then one more time, screwing the light bulb. And then release. Let's do the other side. So now the left hand is coming to the shoulder. It's going up, we're screwing the light bulb. And it's coming down. I think we gotta do it like 3 or 4 more times. I'm not really counting, I'm just having a good time. Down. Let's do, this will be 2. And the shoulder stays down. And it's, you know, it's supposed to be very good for carpal tunnel, which I feel like almost everybody has from texting. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, now I'm going to show you something else. I'll show you sideways and forward. So the fingers are interlaced behind the head. The elbows are in. So step 1 is just the elbows open, away from the body. Step 2 is the palms face the sky. And then you come back, head and elbows closed. So let's try to do it together. So we got our fingers interlaced behind our head, elbows up. Then we open up, expansive chest. We're still working the heart. And then the palms go to the sky. And then they come back down to the back of the head and they close. And then we try to see if the whole, one inhale can be this whole movement. And one exhale can be this whole closing. Let's do that a couple more times. Yeah, everybody looks good. Let's do 2 more. Up, close, and up, and close. Okay, release all that. So I think we worked this pretty good, pretty well. We're working the hands, the shoulders, and this is all in yoga, the love and compassion. I was feeling really closed up because of everything that's been happening. over the last 2 weeks, the last 2 years, the last 10 years, the last 400 years. But right now I'm feeling a little bit of an opening. I'm feeling a little hope. I hope I don't get closed up. So let's work our neck a little bit. So we'll first just do these neck exercises where you inhale, and I'm mirroring you. Inhale, look to the right, and exhale, look to the left. And I was told it's good to keep your eyes open when you do this. So just looking right and looking left. And you're trying to relax your shoulders. And you're getting to a comfortable position when you look, but you want to feel a stretch. You want to feel a little bit of something. You got to feel a little bit of something if you want to make change. It doesn't have to be crazy, uncomfortable. Just, know that something's happening. And just do a couple more on your own. Looking left, looking right, looking left, looking right. Okay, next time you're back to center, we're gonna look up and down, okay? If you have any neck problems, you can make it small, right? It doesn't have, nothing has to be super dramatic. So I'll show you sideways. I'm inhale looking up, and I'm exhale looking down. And just some of that. And make it slow. Do a couple more of those on your own, up and down. Okay, and then next time you get to center, just stay here. And then I'm mirroring you, take your right ear towards your right shoulder. The first set, we won't use any hand. And then make sure these shoulders are down. Don't wear them like earrings or anything. Just let them relax. And let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And now left ear to left shoulder. Slow deep breath, in and out of the nose if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. 10, 9, 8, 7, relax the jaw. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Slowly. And then if you want to, this time, have your hand help. You put your fingers gently on the temple and then take your right ear towards the right shoulder. So you're just helping a little bit and you're treating yourself really kindly. Like you're not getting crazy aggressive. You're treating yourself with a lot of love. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back to center. And now left ear to left shoulder. Make sure the shoulders relaxed. And notice if you're like gripping on the jaw. I learned I'm grinding. I found out I'm grinding now. So I'm really working on trying not to, tense the jaw. So maybe you can, work on that too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back to center. And then put the palms together like this. And then remember that when we were doing that pressing, like 30%, press your hands into your chin as your chin is going into your hands, but just 30%. And relax the jaw. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And now I'll show you this next one. I'll get close. You're gonna put your thumb under your ear and your hand against your cheek. And you're gonna have your cheek go into your hand and your hand go into your cheek. But that P and F, that resistance, but only like 30%. Let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the last thing, fingers interlace, because a lot of us have forward head. Like they walk around like this. So we're going to have our fingers interlace, and we're going to push our head into our fingers and our fingers into our head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, now I'm going to make, I don't know if people are going to want to do it with me, but I'm hoping you will, because we're still relaxing that jaw, right? I'm going to make some silly sounds, okay? And if you don't do it with me, you can just laugh at me. Here we go. This is called horse's breath. See if you can do it. This is to relax the jaw, the tension. Okay, great. This is called lion. So you're going to look like to your eyebrow center. You're going to let your lion or horse's, lion's breath. So you're looking to your eyebrow center. Their tongue is going to hang out, and you're going to go. Okay, deep inhale. And then the last time. All right, beautiful. I'm gonna go back a little bit so we're relaxing all that. And now let's work on our nose. Let's work on the nose. So I want everybody to try this breath called Ujjayi, which means victory breath. So we need some victories, right? So the way this breath goes is you're gonna have your mouth closed. It's gonna be like a slight snoring sound. The tongue is up on the palate. You just do your best, there's no judgment. And you breathe in and out in your nose like you're hearing the ocean or like Darth Vader. So here I'm demonstrating. So hopefully you're joining in, just breathing in and out of your nose. Now try to make your exhale longer than your inhale. Okay, let's let go of that victory breath. Let's go and let's bring some awareness to the eyes. Imagine the face is like a clock. And first, the head stay still. Let's look up and down, and up and down. The head doesn't move. You're just looking up and down. Really good for the eyes if you've been on the computer a lot. Up and down, and up and down. And come back to center. And look right and look left. And right and look left. And right and left. And right and left. Okay, come back to center. And now look upright and down left. And 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 look back to center. And look up left and down right. And look up left and down right. And look up left and down right. And one more time, up left and down right. Okay, relax the eyes, bring the hands together, make a lot of heat with the palms. We call this palming. So really warm up the hands. I hope you're not somewhere super warm. And then close the eyes and just put the heat of the palms on the eyelids, just really gentle. Just bring some soothing to the eyes. You know, I feel like my eyes have seen too much. They've seen too much killing, too much injustice, too much racism. So just bring some healing to them. Okay, relax that. So now throat was our truth. When we did our mouth and everything was our truth or was our integrity, then we moved up to the eyes, and that's our intuition and our inner knowing and our clairvoyance or clairsentience. Now I want to take three fingers, and just start to massage the base of your neck. So this starts to be our connection to the divine, because we're moving towards the crown. So just start to, the base of the neck is related to the crown of the head and our connection to the divine. So just massage it. And then switch directions. Release that. I forgot this. I want you to do this. Just smooth out your forehead. Any worry, any tension. This is the intuition. Maybe you massage your temples a little bit. Switch directions. And then the last thing, you make these baby fists, thumbs inside, and you just start to tap on your head. Tap everywhere. Just get your head, this is the connection with the divine again. Just get everything, like you're not hitting yourself hard. You're just tapping. And that's the series to warm up the body. I want to do one more thing before we finish today. It's just like one little sun salute to just say thank you to the, Mother Earth, Father Sky, the sun. So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms overhead, gathering all this energy. Exhale, give it to the earth. Maybe you touch the earth, maybe you don't. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, arms overhead, just getting all that beautiful energy. Exhale, taking it down to the earth or wherever you can get. And then inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's kick it up a notch. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, do some kind of a fold in. Inhale, put your hands on your knees, arch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do two more. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, some kind of folding in. Hands to the knees or the floor. Inhale, bring the hands to the knees, arch the back. Exhale, dome the back, hands to the legs or floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Here's the last one. Inhale, reaching up to the sky for answers. Exhale, planning our intentions, our hopes, our desires into the earth. Inhale, leading from the heart when we arch the back. Exhale, doming in to protect and love ourselves. Inhale, giving everything up to the divine. And exhale, bringing all the loving energy to the heart center. Then bring your hands back down. Think about what brought you here to chair yoga for people of color. What were you hoping for? I hope that I met your needs. If I didn't, you just message me and tell me what you want, and we can change it. And I'm really honored and proud and excited by this next generation. So bring your hands to the heart center. Back to the heart center if it seems appropriate to you, or if you have another way to acknowledge the divine in you or the divine in the universe, whatever it is. And let's once again, like in the beginning, chant home. Let's chant home for our lost home, if it was Africa. Let's chant home for all the children that are in cages. Let's chant home for all the people who are protesting. Let's chant home for all the murders, the injustices, the macro and micro aggressions. Let's chant home that all of us can feel safe and at home in our own bodies. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Home. The light in me bows down to, admires, and acknowledges the light in each and every one of you. Namaste and Ashe.